Thursday, October 4th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news, including a house fire in New Canaan and an update on a sober house drug bust in Easton last year, as well as much more local news. Frank Nita will have a look at your forecast, and later on a Nutmeg Sports Update, and Donald Eng will join us to take a look back on this day in history. But first, the suspect in a huge drug bust in Easton late last year waived his right to be indicted and pleaded guilty to one count of possession of 50 grams or more of methamphetamine and a quantity of Xanax. Now, 25-year-old Kavan Devine, who rented a room at the Nexus Sober House at 55 Silver Hill Road in Easton, made his plea October 2nd to a U.S. District Judge in New Haven. Now, according to court documents and statements made in court, Easton police on December 4th, 2016, seized a bag that belonged to Devine that contained approximately 744 grams of crystal meth. Now, 577 1/2 pills labeled Xanax, as well as drug paraphernalia. Devine was arrested the next day. A subsequent search of a hotel room rented by Devine revealed an additional quantity of methamphetamine, as well as items used to process, package, and mail drugs. Investigators also seized a laptop computer. Now, the investigation established that Devine had obtained the meth and Xanax over the internet, which he was also using to distribute those drugs. A judge scheduled sentencing for December 22nd. Devine faces a maximum term of imprisonment of 40 years. And a house fire discovered by a passerby in New Canaan Saturday evening caused significant damage to a home on Silver Ridge Road. That fire was reported by the passerby at 48 Silver Ridge Road at about 5 p.m. September 30th, according to the New Canaan Fire Department. Now, New Canaan Fire arrived on the scene first and confirmed there was nobody home at the time. The fire was brought under control with mutual aid assistance from Norwalk, Wilton, and Vista, New York fire departments. The house did have significant damage on the first floor, as well as smoke and heat damage on the second floor and water damage in the basement. Now, the New Canaan Volunteer Ambulance Corps transported an injured firefighter to Norwalk Hospital. The injury was minor, and that firefighter was treated and released. The cause of the blaze is still under investigation by the New Canaan Fire Marshal's office. And in other news, Milford police are trying to locate a burglar who stole a bicycle from an unoccupied home on Tibble Street. This happened on September 29th, sometime between 2 and 3 p.m. in the afternoon, when an unknown person or people smashed a rear lower-level sliding glass door to the home, which was then unoccupied. They stole a Big Flyer bicycle Model SE, black with blue tires. Now, Milford police are asking anyone with information to please contact them at 203-877-1465. And a Bridgeport woman has been charged with embezzling more than $33,000 from her employer. Hearst Connecticut media reports that 43-year-old Christine Battis of 8th Street was charged Tuesday with first-degree larceny and second-degree forgery. She was released after posting a $50,000 bond. Now, police say Battis, the office manager of John L. Simpson Co. on Huntington Road, stole $33,000 from the company by writing checks to herself from the company's account and giving herself unauthorized raises. Now, the thefts were discovered when the company hired an employee to assist Battis with the company's accounts. And in other news, a New Canaan nanny was charged after leaving her 6-month-old charge in the car while she went to the grocery store. The Stamford Advocate reports that 41-year-old Nattery Hilton of Sound Beach Avenue in Old Greenwich was issued a summons for leaving a child in a car unattended after police said she left the baby alone in the parking lot of Acme on September 27th. Around 10:50 in the morning, Hilton left the sleeping child alone in the car, which was turned on and had the air conditioning running, for about 8 minutes while she went inside to purchase a few items. Police received a tip from a witness about the baby in the car. They later contacted Hilton and the family who employs her and issued her a misdemeanor summons at her home. She was released on a promise to appear in court on October 9th. And in Ridgefield, another closing of Route 7 in Branchville is planned for next weekend, starting Friday, October 13th at 8 p.m., according to John Dunham, who's the district engineer with the State Department of Transportation. That closure is expected to stop before 6 in the morning on Monday, October 16th. Now, each of the 5 previous highway closures, which have all been weekend-long affairs, have sent all of Route 7's traffic, thousands of vehicles a day, through town on a detour via Route 102 and Route 35. Now, the state has been closing the highway so its contractor can complete repair work at a bridge on Route 7 just north of Route 102 intersection near the Little Pub. You can get more information on that closure at theridgefieldpress.com. And in other news, approximately 40 of Shelton School cafeteria workers have begun to negotiate the terms of their contracts with the school district's new food service provider, and they're currently facing potential cuts of up to 12% of their annual incomes via their benefits. Now, 2 months ago, the Shelton Board of Education decided on Whitson's Culinary Group as the district's new food service provider. Whitson's agreed to maintain the district's current staff of 41 cafeteria workers who are dispersed among the city's schools, as well as maintain a similar salary and benefits package. Well, fast forward to the present day, after receiving the news that they would be maintaining their positions under the new contract, the district's cafeteria workers learned that Whitson's is looking to change the terms of their agreement. Now, Ann Kosarowski, who currently works as a lunch lady at Shelton Intermediate School, said the plan would mean a 10 to 12% pay cut by losing affordable insurance. Now, the company is also proposing cuts to the workers' paid time off. Now, a group of frustrated and concerned cafeteria workers, along with their supporters, attended a recent Shelton Board of Ed meeting where they asked for help on this issue. However, Superintendent Dr. Chris Clowett said as much as he appreciates the hard work of the city's cafeteria workers, the board's hands are tied and they can't intervene. There's a lot more on that story at sheltonherald.com. All right, let's switch gears. Throw it over to Frank Granito now for a look at the forecast. Frank, beautiful so far today.
Absolutely beautiful so far. And Kate, by the way, happy birthday. It is going to be great weather for your birthday as well. We're
29 again.
We're looking at sunny and pleasant conditions for the afternoon. A high of 74 today. That's going to feel more around 79, 80 degrees with the humidity. Winds around 8 to 14 miles per hour as a light breeze keeps things on the cooler side. 61 degrees overnight, and we'll see some patchy clouds moving in with mild conditions before Thursday. It's going to be pleasant out again tomorrow, a little bit warmer with a high of 79 expected. Intervals of clouds and sunshine through the afternoon. Wind gusts around 12 miles per hour. Clear to partly cloudy overnight, a low of 57. Again, a little mild out heading towards the weekend. We see periods of clouds and sunshine early on in the day on Friday, Kate, but there are a chance of some showers. Won't be as warm out, just a high of 69 expected. Mostly cloudy overnight, and then a shower or two passing through the county before what's going to be a very humid Saturday around Fairfield County. That's going to do it for this weather update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. We are going to step out for a break. When we come back, Donald Eng will join us and give us a look back on this day in history. Frank will have your Nutmeg Sports update, and we have some more local news coming up after this.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The InSports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Manfredi New Canaan is celebrating 3 exceptional years selling Rolex watches and fine jewelry to the Fairfield County community. We appreciate all our loyal clients and look forward to welcoming and helping you discover the perfect gift to celebrate life's most important occasions. Bankwell combines the best personalized service with high-tech banking features for our customers' convenience. We pride ourselves on being a strong community partner. You don't settle for average in anything else you do. Why settle for an average bank? Don't just bank when you can bank well instead. Visit mybankwell.com for more. Bankwell combined.
Welcome back to this October 4th edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it over to Donald Lang to get a look back on this date in history. Don.
Well, Kate, it's the 20th anniversary of a caper that, if anything, is stranger than the movie they made about it. First, though, we're going to go back to 1582. Pope Gregory XIII implements the Gregorian calendar and decrees that October 15th would follow October 4th that year. Now, this was done to bring the calendar back into alignment with the solstices, which are used to determine the date of Easter. Now, you see, the Earth actually takes about 365 days, 6 hours to orbit the sun, which is why people had been observing leap years since Roman times. A leap year, though, makes the calendar about 10 minutes too long. Under the Gregorian calendar, which is what we use today, every year divisible by 4 is a leap year, unless that year is also divisible by 100, but century years that are also divisible by 400 are leap years. Got it? Incidentally, the calendar we use today still isn't perfect. The year is slightly too long. We will need to correct the calendar by a day between now and the year 9282, so I'm not particularly worried about it. To 1883 now, the first run of the Orient Express, which would run until 2009. At a time when travel was still dangerous, the Express set the standard for luxury in its 60-hour journey from Paris to Istanbul, with only a slight chance of being murdered on board. If you're a train buff, another movie based on the 1934 Agatha Christie mystery novel opens next month. 1927 now, 90 years ago, Gutzon Borglum begins sculpting Mount Rushmore. That's the model of his original vision there. He also planned a massive panel depicting the Louisiana Purchase, the Declaration of Independence, and the U.S. Constitution. Congress also planned to add Susan B. Anthony to the monument, but budget cuts to the National Park Service are not exactly a new phenomenon, and with chronic funding problems, work on Mount Rushmore halted in 1941, never to resume. Mount Rushmore today is visited by about 2 million people a year. Finally, now we go to Charlotte, North Carolina, 20 years ago for this.
Boy, in this case, it really does.
We're talking about back in October of 1997.
David Gann, an Iraqi war vet who worked as a Loomis Fargo vault superintendent, pulled off the second biggest heist in U.S. history right here in Charlotte.
I'm sweating, my heart's going, but and once again, I hate to say this, I never felt so alive.
Because you just stolen $17 million.
I just stolen $17 million.
We sat down with David Gann for his first and only interview since getting out of prison to talk about the story that fascinated Charlotte. The heist itself, headline-grabbing. The way they were caught, captivating. A tale of flashy spending. We're talking gas.
That was the Loomis Fargo heist, the largest bank robbery in U.S. history. They based the movie Masterminds on it. Not exactly criminal masterminds. The heist was filmed by 17 different security cameras, and the money was so bulky it didn't actually fit into the Loomis Fargo company van that they had stolen. Also, the ringleader drove to Columbia, South Carolina to hop a flight to Mexico before learning there were no such flights from Columbia. And within weeks, the thieves were spending extravagantly, including a $60,000 shopping spree at Walmart and cash purchases of a $600,000 house, breast implants, a BMW sports car, and a velvet Elvis painting. Needless to say, they all went to prison, but the legend of their absurdly flawed plan lives on in what has become known as the Hillbilly Heist. That is your look back in history for today, October 4th, and I'm Donald Lang.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, in other local news, the Norwalk Police Department and the Norwalk Police Benevolent Association have teamed up to bring the Pink Patch Project to Norwalk. Now, the Pink Patch Project is a collaborative effort enforcement agencies to combat breast cancer. Police and the Norwalk Hospital Smilo Family Breast Health Center will partner during the month of October to raise awareness and money for breast cancer research and treatment. Now, all month long, members of the department will be wearing those pink patches on their uniforms to help raise awareness. Now, to support the Smilo Family Breast Health Center, police are also selling those patches for $20 each. For information, you can contact Lieutenant Blake at 203-854-3074. And in Weston, the Connecticut Department of Transportation will host a public information meeting regarding an upcoming bridge project that will impact traffic on Route 57, also known as Weston Road. Now, that meeting is going to take place on Tuesday, October 17th at 7 p.m. at the Weston Town Hall meeting room and will be held in conjunction with the Board of Selectmen meeting. The project is anticipated to begin in 2020 and will involve the replacement of a bridge located 100 feet south of the intersection of Broad Street and Good Hill Road. Now, the cost of bridge replacement is about $1.3 million, which will be covered with about 80% federal funds and 20% state funds. The DOT is proposing a complete road closure with a a road detour for no more than 14 consecutive days. Now, according to the DOT, the contractor would be giving incentives for the project to be completed in fewer than 14 days, while the contractor could also incur fines and penalties if they extended beyond that 14-day limit. There's more on that story at thewestonforum.com. And last night, dozens stood solemnly on the Monroe Town Green for the Center for Family Justice's Domestic Violence Awareness Vigil. Now, a victim named Ann, withholding her last name to protect her safety, described in detail the years of psychological abuse at the hands of her now ex-husband. She finally escaped her tormentor, taking her children and leaving, but with no real plan for what she would do next. Well, then she spoke of how that all changed on the day she learned of the Center for Family Justice. Ann said, in part, "I'm free, I'm a survivor, and I have the Center of Family Justice to thank for that." Now, Ann's harrowing tale of transformation from victim to survivor captivated the crowd, which then held high glow sticks as members of the community read the names of 16 people who lost their lives to domestic violence in Connecticut in 2016. Now, for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the Center for Family Justice is also holding vigils this Thursday, October 5th at the University of Bridgeport Student Center, Tuesday, October 10th at the Stratford Town Hall, Wednesday, October 11th at the Easton Community Center gazebo, and on Thursday, October 12th at Fairfield's Sherman Green. Now, the vigils are appropriate for all ages and are open to the public. And in other news, in Ridgefield, the First Student Bus Company will host a Stuff a Bus donation drive to benefit Puerto Rico in the parking lot of East Ridge Middle School this Saturday, October 7th between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Residents could bring the following items: water, cleaning supplies, shampoo, diapers, hand wipes, as well as hand sanitizer, body wash, towels, clothing, and non-perishable food items and trash bags. Now, First Student said they will cover all costs of shipping those donations to Puerto Rico to benefit the victims of Hurricane Maria. And Connecticut's Beardsley Zoo in Bridgeport has unveiled its latest installation, a certified butterfly garden and bug hotel designed to contribute to helping the area's native butterfly population. Now, located in front of the new animal commissary, the garden is a gift from Stacy Marcel, her husband Wilbert Frazier, and their company, Northeast Horticultural Services. Marcel designed the garden to include a variety of host plants like caterpillars and nectar plants that will attract butterflies. The Northeast Horticultural Services crew installed a bounty of plants that are a source of food for Connecticut butterflies. They also draw other pollinators, including honeybees and bumblebees. Now, the garden includes a curved path made of bluestone dust bordered by plants, including some butterfly bushes and black-eyed Susans. But you can get more on any of our HAN Network news sites. All right, let's throw it over to Frank Granito now for your Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. And no action on the on the HAN Network last night within the FCIAC, but we had plenty of games going on. Boys soccer, Trumbull defeated West Hill 3-1. Star of this game, the goaltender Adrian Chung Wilkes had 7 saves for the Vikings, so tough loss there despite the strong play from him. JT Ciano of the Ridgefield boys soccer team continue his tear through the FCIAC since returning from injury. He registered his 3rd hat-trick in the last 6 games, 3 goals and a 4-0 win as the Tigers shut out Darien. Staples top Brian McMahon 2-1. Anton Marr scoring both goals for the Senators. Greenwich shuts out Norwalk 4-0. Ludlow edging out New Canaan 2-1, and Ward on top of Danbury 3-1. We had some volleyball going on as well last night. Trumbull 3-0 over the Ludlow Falcons, and a couple big wins in field hockey. Wilton 8-0 over St. Joe's. Staples 6-0 over West Hill. And the battle for exit 37, Darien and New Canaan. The Blue Wave get the best of their rival Rams 2-1. Bridget Mahoney and Molly Hellman scoring the goals for Darien. Make sure you tune in this afternoon. 3:45, we're on the air getting you ready for the battle for Route 7. Wilton and Ridgefield girls soccer, the rivalry renewed. Kevin Coleman and Tim Murphy of the Ridgefield Press will be on the air. They will bring you all the live action. Again, that game starts at 4. You can check us out at 3:45 though. That'll do it for this Nutmeg Sports Update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. We are going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today and get a final look at the forecast with Frank after this.
If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. Offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Base Star and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866.
At Portofino Restaurant and Wine Bar in Bethel, fresh and simple food is our concept. Owned and operated by brothers Rocco and Louie, Portofino has a distinct and diverse food and drink menu. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Come join us for live local music on Tuesdays and Sundays, Wednesday nights for mouthwatering prime rib, and every Thursday night is ladies' night. Planning a party? All our catering menus are personalized to suit your event and your budget. Join us at the Dolan Plaza, 213 Greenwood Ave, Bethel, and call us at 203-797-8131. Like us on Facebook.
Dr. Stephen Molinaro and Peter Healy of Family Practice Dentistry and Laser Dental Care have served Ridgefield for over 22 years. Experienced staff offer gentle drillless techniques, preventative care, and cosmetic procedures in a relaxed environment. Grateful for the community's trust and support through the years, new patients and their families are welcome. Call today.
At Art Play in Ridgefield, we encourage students at a young age to unleash their creativity. Art Play is about hands-on exploration of mixed media, acrylic, and collage for ages 4 to 12. Older kids welcome. Classes meet weekly at Jesse Lee Church, Main Street, Ridgefield. Find us on Facebook at Art Play at Jesse Lee. Whether you're looking for a great test prep program, tutoring to boost your grades, or a blast-off tour with the college of your dreams, C2 Education is here to help. There is nothing one-size-fits-all about our programs. We offer customized tutoring and test prep for each student. Call us today at 203-423-3328.
Welcome back to this Wednesday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping some of the top stories we're following today. The suspect in a huge drug bust in Easton late last year waived his right to be indicted and pleaded guilty to 1 count of possession of 50 grams or more of methamphetamine and a quantity of Xanax. 25-year-old Kavan Devine, who rented a room at the Nexus Sober House on 55 Silver Hill Road in Easton, made his plea October 2nd to a U.S. District Judge in New Haven. Now, according to court documents, Easton police on December 4th, 2016, seized a bag that belonged to Devine that contained approximately 744 grams of meth, 577 1 1/2 pills labeled Xanax, and drug paraphernalia. Devine was arrested the next day, and a subsequent search of a hotel room rented by him revealed an additional quantity of methamphetamine, as well as items used to process, package, and mail drugs. Investigators also seized a laptop computer. Now, the investigation established that Devine had obtained the meth and Xanax over the internet, which he was also using to distribute the drugs. Now, a judge scheduled sentencing for December 22nd. He faces a maximum term of imprisonment of 40 years. And a house fire discovered by a passerby in New Canaan on Saturday evening caused significant damage to a home on Silver Ridge Road. The fire was reported by the passerby at 48 Silver Ridge Road at about 5 p.m. September 30th, according to the New Canaan Fire Department. Well, New Canaan Fire arrived on the scene and confirmed there was nobody home at the time. The fire was brought under control with mutual aid from Norwalk, Wilton, and Vista, New York fire departments. The house had significant damage on the first floor, as well as smoke and heat damage on the second floor and some water damage in the basement. Now, the New Canaan Volunteer Ambulance Corps transported an injured firefighter to Norwalk Hospital. The injury was minor, and he was treated and released. The cause of the fire is still under investigation by the New Canaan Fire Marshal's Office and is not considered suspicious at this time. And Milford police are trying to locate a burglar who stole a bicycle from an unoccupied home on Tibble Street. This happened September 29th, sometime between 2 and 3 p.m. An unknown person or people smashed a rear lower-level sliding glass door to the home, which was then unoccupied, and stole a Big Flyer bicycle Model SE, black with blue tires. Now, Milford police are asking anyone with information about that theft to contact their detective bureau at 203-877-1465. And a Bridgeport woman has been charged with embezzling more than $33,000 from her employer. Hearst, Connecticut media reports that 43-year-old Christine Battis of 8th Street was charged Tuesday with first-degree larceny and second-degree forgery. She was released after posting a $50,000 bond. Police said Battis, the office manager of John L. Simpson Company on Huntington Road, stole $33,000 from the company by writing checks to herself from the company's account and giving herself unauthorized raises. The thefts were discovered when the company hired an employee to assist Battis with those accounts. And in other news, a New Canaan nanny was charged after leaving her 6-month-old a charge in the car while she went to the grocery store. The Stamford Advocate reports that 41-year-old Nadarine Hilton of Sound Beach Avenue in Old Greenwich was issued a summons for leaving a child in a car unattended after police said she left that baby alone in the parking lot of Acme on September 27th. Now, around 10:50 that morning, Hilton left the sleeping child alone in the car, which was turned on and had the air conditioning running, for about 8 minutes while she went inside to purchase a few items. Police received a tip from a witness about the baby in the car, and they later contacted Hilton and the family who employs her and issued her a misdemeanor summons at her home. She was released on a promise to appear in court on October 9th. All right, let's throw it over to Frank Granito now. Get one final look at your forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. And again, we're looking at a great fall day around Fairfield County. Sunny skies and pleasant conditions. A high of 73 today with winds anywhere between 10 to 14 miles per hour through the afternoon. Patchy clouds moving in overnight, a low of 61 and a little mild out as it's a little more humid than we see during the day. High of 79 tomorrow. That number will feel more like 85. It's a little warmer, but still plenty of sunshine. Some intervals of clouds move in later in the day. Wind gusts around 12 miles per hour. Clear to partly cloudy tomorrow night. Mild conditions again and a low of 57 before what will be a cooler Friday around the conference. Periods of sun and clouds early on. They'll turn into some late day showers passing through the county. A high of only 69. Then mostly cloudy overnight, a little bit mild, and we'll see a couple more passing showers that could carry into Saturday morning. Saturday looking like it's going to be very humid and the warmest day of the week. That'll do it for this weather update. Don't forget, again, girls soccer this afternoon from Tiger Hollow on the campus of Ridgefield High School. The Wilton Warriors and the Ridgefield Tigers kick off at 4 o'clock. We're on the air at 3:45. Kate?
All right, thanks so much, Frank. And we are going to wrap things up here on your coffee break, but I'll see you tomorrow at 11 with the latest local news and more. Have a great day.